What's going on, people? Got some shoes in earlier today. Well, I mean, couldn't have been like later today. That'd be impossible. Either way, got these shoes in. Gonna open these up. Then gonna talk about this box that I also got from Target today. So it should be fairly quick. So once again, I was out running around earlier tonight. That's a thing that I do. Got a 10K coming up this weekend. So just trying to stay active, right? Just keep these legs ready for it. Today did not go very well, people. But that's a me problem, not a big deal. At least I was out there and I did it, so there is that. But just not thrilled about it. But as I often say, in like the standard reviews, they can't all be winners now, can they? So that is the side of the box that most people would probably care to see. The other side is not so great. Just like plain red Nike logo, typical things. So, anyways, well, these actually look better than I thought they might. So that's good already. Anybody ever seen a Vomero 5 in person before? I haven't until right now, honestly. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about these. A lot of my not coworkers, a lot of friends and stuff in the YouTube world or whatever. They're all, yeah, the Vomero 5, man, gotta check it out. Super great, all these cool colors. And that's not like I was disputing that. I wasn't like, I don't think they're that great. They sounded very interesting. They did, right? I just never had a reason to pick one up because I always have like this backlog of other videos to do. So adding new stuff to the list, it's usually if it's like, oh no, I want these Super Blast 2s. Oh, something like that. So something like this, while interesting, was still like low on the priority. But whatever, let's go ahead and talk about it for a second here. And hey, to you, DVT, whatever that stands for. We're going to start with the bottom because that's a thing I do. So down there across the bottom, pretty cool looking outsole. It kind of reminds me of there's some Air Max model. What is it? Like for one, I guess the Ultra versions of the Air Max 1 comes to mind. And I'm thinking the Air Max Plus, maybe? Does that have something like that? I don't know. Either way, that's what's going on down there. Seems a little bit familiar. But, if you see a lot of stuff, some of it just runs together. So, it's not always easy to distinguish. We're going to move on. Down here on the midsole side, right? Same thing that you would see in a lot of stuff of this style, like, say like the 2002 Rs from New Balance, right? Or even I think the Gel NYC from Asics, a lot of stuff like that kind of has this same thing going. And in case you want to see what like both sides of this are looking like, obviously like the inside's going to be a lot more plain. Give you a little close up right about here so you can kind of see what's happening there, right? So that's what you got going on. And in here, I'll talk about this now. It's got the labeling on the side, got the Zoom Air or the Air Zoom in there, right? So that's probably why people like talk up the comfort of these so much. But I haven't worn these just yet, and I will tell you this. I'll put them on in a second and see what the sizing is like. But I just came back from running, so I'm wearing compression socks, which are a little thinner than the normal ones that I would wear with something like this. So if I have to give you some sort of disclaimer, I will again, but just know that when I put these on, the sizing could be a little bit off. Either way, so moving along past that, looking in there at the upper and all that, this looks very familiar. Like, I guess it's probably like the Gel NYCs are the last thing, the 2055s are the last thing that I looked at that had a similar style to this, right? As far as like all the mesh and then like the fake leather down there. So this is a very similar presentation to that. Not a bad thing. I'm just saying, a lot of brands are doing this, and I get it. It's selling very well. These are selling very well. The first Gel NYC seems to be selling very, very well, and the 2002 R as well, right? So if you got something that works, do it. Anyway, so on the side here, moving back just a little bit, you got these lines and whatnot, and got a lot of mesh behind there. At first, I thought that was just all one big piece, but no, you can kind of see you got the mesh in there, the swoosh. And then that kind of trend just goes all the way throughout the back of it, except for like this heel cup. You do have the mesh behind there if you look inside, but I'm just saying on the outside, it's kind of like a different sort of look with having this little grid type of thing. And then a little bit of plastic going on in there. Let's see, kind of see that in there. Actually, no, I guess I got it off. So there's going to be that. And the very back just got a Nike thing and the rest of that stuff with some mesh around at the top. So pretty cool. And then on the front right, you got the standard mesh tongue. at the top. You can't quite see it on this pair. I'm sure all the other pairs are a little easier to make these things out, but it does say Nike Vomero 5. Maybe if I get the right angle. Apparently there we go, kind of, sort of. You can kind of see like there's some words in there. Yeah, Nike Vomero 5. Right, so there's a lot of just the whole pink. Well, it's hot punch as they call it, but it's pink. Let's all be honest about what's going on here. And then down on the inside, I don't know what's going on down in there. Looks like somebody you'd see like fronting like a ska band or something like that. Bowerman series. I don't know if they all say that, but this one does. They both say that. But I'm saying I don't know if all the colors have that same thing on the inside there. But whatever. Otherwise, it looks like these are actually going to be pretty all right. I will tell you this while I'm about to try these on. Why did I get these? Well, I got a show coming up this weekend. I think I've mentioned that a time or two, maybe several. Who knows? Who cares? I'll be playing bass in a Chapel Roan set. There's a lot of local bands getting together. It's a Halloween night, so there's going to be 7 different bands, all doing covers of other bands, Hall & Oates, Madonna, Radiohead, a lot of people. So to dress along with whatever the other people in the band are doing, figured I need some pink stuff. So this is a pink shoe, and that's why it's here now. Are there better colors? Oh yeah, totally. There are so many better colors than this, right? These feel really good, by the way. So many better colors. I saw like a red and silverish and blackish sort of one the other day. I'm going to get those for my dad for sure. I'd like to get them for myself, but I have a lot of shoes as is. So sometimes I pick up things that I would like to talk about and show off, and I just get them for other people because it's just less for me to deal with in the long run. So I got to kind of be cautious of that. Either way, so I'm wearing these things right now, right? Got the other shoe on, the right shoe. It's feeling really good. Like I said, these compression socks, they are a little thinner than what I normally wear. And I feel like true to size is still going to be fine for a lot of people. You don't have a whole lot of room going like left to right and all that good stuff. It's not like super wide or whatever. But it seems to me to fit like a lot of just like standard shoes of this style, being whether the NYCs from Asics or the 2002 Rs from, well, actually, I'm not even going to commit to that. I feel like that was a true to size fit. But as I think about it now, I have 3 pairs of 2002 Rs. I'm not sure if I've worn one. No, I did. I wore the hiking pair, and it was fine. So yeah, true to size on those, fine. Worked out fine too. So it's working out on these as well. So if you have like a shoe of the similar nature to this, and you're thinking about picking up one of these, seems to be fine to me to do whatever you did with those. As you see, not like the widest build, right? So if you feel like you're one of those wide-footed people, maybe keep this in mind when you're buying your pair. Now, obviously, I'm not walking around in these or whatever, but just the feel overall, as far as like the upper, feels really nice around the foot and all that good stuff. Nice little padding in there, in some areas. Under the foot, it feels pretty decent as well, But once I actually get these on and like walk around and stuff, then I'll like let you know some full-on feelings on these, which will probably have to be soon because the show is Saturday, so I kind of got to get at least get the video footage together for this review together, probably Friday or because I'm not going to have time to do it tomorrow. So I think it's going to be one of those rush jobs. I do those once in a while, not as often as I care to, because I'd like to get stuff out there quickly, but every now and then. I think the last time was probably the VaporMax 2023. When I got those in one day and just spent the whole next day like doing everything. I think even published it that night or something. It's a long process. It takes about like 6 to 7 hours altogether if you do the math, and anybody who cares. So that's these right here, the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 and Hot Punch. There you go. These right here are also on sale on the Nike.com webpage, which saying Nike.com kind of implies that it's a webpage now, doesn't it? But they were $109. A lot of the other colors are also marked down to various prices. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So if the Vomero 5 is the thing you've been thinking about, now might be a good time to go get one. I say that because with Nike, you have a pretty good return policy, like the window. Other retailers can't really speak on what other people are doing. But, it's something to think about. Anyway, so I'm going to move on, and I'm going to break out some stuff that I picked up today. I guess I'll start with these comics because they're on top. I buy a lot of comic books, right? I don't read all of these so much, but, I like the art sometimes, but I will read the Dazzler thing. This is Dazzler #2 variant cover, right? The standard cover of this looks stupid, honestly. Like at least the one that they had in the store, I was like, oh, we're not doing that. That's going to be a short run, like maybe 5 issues, something like that. So picking those up. This is like a redoing. You can kind of tell to some extent. Actually, no, you really can't. Either way, this is a 3D comic. It's got the 3D glasses in there. So if you look closely, you might see now how it looks a little bit blurry. Yeah, that's because of the whole 3D thing. When you hold it back here, it actually looks just fine. So pick that up, right? This is the same as the first thing I just showed you. It's another Dazzler #2, just with an alternate cover. Yeah, I buy multiple covers of things. And this is also the same thing I bought last week, Blade. It's a foil cover, right? But the thing about this one being, it's just a variation of the original one. Well, of the first issue, right? Because it's still the first issue, just an alternate cover. It's got the red band thing on there, meaning it's like extra violent. So that's what I picked up today as far as comic book things go. Let's see. Let me switch to the side that doesn't have my address on it. Now I'm going to open this box I got from Target real quick. This is because there's 2 figures in here. Better be 2 figures in here. And one of them is for me. The other is for the coworker of mine that I talk about once in a while. You know, fellow action figure collector, connoisseur, whatever you want to call it. So, ooh, this thing has been through a lot. It is freaking rough looking. Look at that, all torn up and stuff. So I'll be keeping this one for myself because I don't know, I just kind of feel bad giving somebody something that's like in like trash condition. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna use this one. So this is the Venompool figure, as it says somewhere on here, on the side there, Venompool. So basically, it's like a combination of Venom and Deadpool. If you follow a lot of Marvel things, or actually, you don't even have to follow a lot, but the symbiote stuff finds its way into various hosts from time to time, sometimes for a short run. Sometimes, like the What If Venom is doing a lot of things. They had like Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, possibly also. Loki, I think, was in there. Either way, so there you go. That's why it looks the way it looks, right? So it's a lot of detail going on in there. Now, this figure was originally a Build-A-Figure situation, right? I don't know what all figures went into that, but up until now, if you wanted this, that's what you had to do. You had to get the probably 5 or 6 figures and build it up, right? But they brought this back. It's a Target exclusive. You can find it in and out of stock online. I've been checking for like 2 weeks now, every day, trying to get this thing. You know, like trying to do the in-store pickup, and then it gets canceled because, oh, we actually don't have it in stock. And I try again the next day at a different store. But I was checking out the other day, and I was ready to make some long drive to some inconvenient Target. But then they're like, oh, you want us to ship it? I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I want you to ship it. Either way, so going on the back side, there's another picture that's a little bit better, just art-wise or whatever. So there you go. And this set me back. There's a total of about 75, so I guess about 35 each probably, and then a little bit for taxes. That sounds fair, right? When I say fair, just go with it. All right, so there we go. That's everything. We're going to wrap things up. I'm going to show you these things one more time to close it out. So started with this right here, the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 Hot Punch colorway, on sale right now. Nice little pink color, very vibrant, very neonish and all that good stuff. Fits really nicely at a 9.5, which is true to size for me. And it feels a lot like a lot of other things of this style. So if you like this sort of look and you've done it with other brands, you're probably going to get a similar experience. I can't commit to that fully, but I'm feeling like this is going to work out quite well. So take that and do whatever you want to do with it. That's just my take on it. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. I got to get going out of here because, for one, I want to take a shower because I just ran 4 miles and not my freshest. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like nasty. I'm just saying, like, you feel a certain way when that's over. Though doing it enough now, I don't get like super sweaty. It's just still like, you know. But yeah, and the only reason I'm wearing this because I have an ASICS shirt on under it, and it feels weird to wear non-brand related things in certain videos. You know, if this was all action figures, it wouldn't even matter. So there we go. Thanks for showing up. I do appreciate it, but please, as I always say, There are better things to do with your time, so go do something else. All right, later, people.